So we're going to talk about how to use dowsing rods or dowsing bobbers. Dowsing rods are generally, they're L-shaped pieces of equipment. You get a pair of them. They're usually made out of copper. They're very simple in construction. You have this copper wire that's been bent into an L with a little loop on the bottom, and then there is some type of a tubing that allows for free rotation of the rod inside of the tubing. You can make these yourself with, I've seen people make them with like wire coat hangers and straws, where they just cut like the bottom of a straw to fit the handle, because you want it to fit comfortably in your hand. And the way dowsing rods work is you hold them parallel to the ground, and you wait to see whether they're going to open up, whether they're going to cross, but you allow them free range of movement. You can also use a bobber. So this is the same type of material. This is like a copper wire. It's a very flexible wire. And on this one I just added a little wooden bead to give it some weight on the bobber end. And you just hold the little end, so you've got a twist here so that you can have a little place to hang on to. You'll hold it like you would a pendulum, and you watch for movement of bounce. So you either want like a good sized bounce to give you a good positive, or very still. Some people also go side to side, but side to side is not something that you see real often. So you can see on the table we have a little dragon, we have a bear, and we have an owl. I have each of these on a piece of paper. So here's owl, here's dragon, and here's bear. So what I'm showing you, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these in the cup. Alright, we're going to pull one out and just set it there. And then what I'm going to do is run the dowsing rods first over each of the animals and see which one of them got pulled. And then we'll do the same thing with the bobber. Okay? So we'll start with this one. We're going to start from the right. The first thing you want to do is you want to let the rods neutralize. Then you want to wait and see if they're going to open or cross. So these guys have crossed, so I'm getting no on the owl. So let them neutralize. Come on. There is a definite trick to these guys too. They're not the easiest thing to use. So we've got a cross here on the bear. Dowsing rods are what are commonly used when water witches are out looking for water mains, water sources in the ground. You'll see dowsing rods used then. So let these guys neutralize. And they're actually opening up on dragon. So they crossed on both bear and owl and opened on dragon. So let's take a look at what we've got here. And that does say dragon. So that's how that part works. We're going to throw this back in. Try it again. And then we're going to use the bobber and see how the bobber goes. We'll go the other direction this time. So we'll start over dragon. It's pretty still. So we'll go over bear. We've got a good bob on bear. We'll go over owl. We don't have anything over owl. So let's see what we have. And we do have bear. So that's how dowsing rods work. It's fairly simple. Like I said, it takes a little bit of time. The technique with the rod is a lot easier than with the pair. The bobber, with the pair of rods, your hands are constantly trying to figure out where that neutral location is, and it's sometimes hard to get them to work for you unless you've been practicing with them for a while. I don't use rods too much because they frustrate me a lot, but I don't mind using the bobber. And you can use the bobber like you would a pendulum over charts as well, where you go over like maybe a house plan to look for where something's hiding, or where you've lost something, or you can use it over the body to check the chakras and see how the flow of the chakras are going. You would want like a heavier movement for a good chakra, and maybe just very little movement for a bad chakra. But that's how you would use divining rods and bobbers.